Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you an NFL Week 5 preview between the Green Bay Packers and the Indianapolis Colts. So let's look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Packers.
When I look at the Green Bay Packers, I think the most important element of this game plan has to be on the defensive line. Those guys up front, Pickett, Raji and company, those guys have to have a huge game. Why? It's going to be vital to stop the interior running game. The Colts do a great job of running downhill, and that's what they want to do to help control the clock and also help them out with play action. So it also falls on the shoulders of guys like DJ Smith and the other interior linebackers like AJ Hawk. But you look on the outside, Sam Shields is going to have to hold his own against the outstanding receiver in Reggie Wayne, forcing Andrew Luck to go to other targets. If they can do that, they can have a chance defensively. Now, on the offensive side of football, we always talk about running the ball, but let's see how they can incorporate the running game with their passing game by going inside the lab.
Talks about the Packers having to run the football a little bit more, and I think they can incorporate the running game with their passing game just out of passing formations. And right here, we're going to get these two guards on the move and show you how they can blend in their running game with the passing game out of passing formations. See, I flexed out Jermichael Finley here. I've offset Cedric Benson right here. So let's see how they can get these guards on the move. So we're going to crash down, block that tackle right there. Center's going to crash down, block that tackle, and we're pulling the guards. We're pulling the guards. Tight end's going to stalk up and get that middle linebacker. First, play side guard's going to crack down, going to block that in. Backside guard's pulling up to try to get this strong safety. Corner is on the receiver. Backside, now Aaron Rodgers, as he rolls out here, as he's opening up this way, mesh point, hands the football off to Cedric Benson, who should be able to get to the outside. So if they can just blend in the running game with their passing game out of passing formations, I think the Packers can run the football very well this week against Indy.
Now let's move over to the Indianapolis Colts. I look at their running game with Donald Brown having to kickstart this offense. You want to operate off balance, and I think that's what the Colts want to do, but they have to do a better job of trying to get that done by running the rock. And you look on the outside, guys like Winston Justice and Anthony Costanzo, those guys have to do a better job of protection. They can't have Clay Matthews living in the backfield, causing disruption not only in the passing game, but also the running game. If they can do that, then definitely these guys can have some success on offense moving the football against Green Bay. Defensively, you look at how they can attack the Packers. It's all about press coverage at the line of scrimmage on those wide receivers, but you also have to keep Aaron Rodgers from escaping out of the pocket. So let's go inside the lab to see how they can go about doing so.
We know Aaron Rodgers is a very mobile quarterback, and a lot of times we talk about boxing him in or playing contained defense. Let's show you what the Colts have to do this week in order to box in Aaron Rodgers. So you see right here, you got your 3-4 defense set up. Let's say they're in a spread formation, that shotgun formation. You have your tackles right here, your ends on the tackles of the Green Bay Packers. Instead of just playing through the guy like normally guys do, we want to play through the guy, but you want to utilize a little bit more inside out technique. So you want to play through, but you also want to keep this side mostly contained. So that way you force that tackle in here. You force these guys in here. So they can utilize a little bit more inside out technique, and you know your backers have contained there, and your nose is going to push straight through. But it's all about the tackles. It's all about condensing the tackles, forcing that to be boxed in, because we know the backers have the outside contained. So that way Aaron Rodgers has no other choice but to either step up or throw the football away. And if you can get him boxed in, you have a better chance of defending what Green Bay wants to do offensively.
Now let's look at the personnel breakdown for both teams. You look at where the Colts can have some opportunities. The underneath passing attack with the tight ends, the D-line and linebackers can cause a problem, and those forces have to come together in order for these guys to have a legitimate shot to knocking off the Packers. The X factor for the Packers have to be the linebackers and pass defense. I think the Colts are going to come in and try to make those linebackers cover instead of rushing downhill. And if they can effectively do that, they can take away the Colts' passing game. Now look at the Colts. X factor has to be the interior offensive line. You got to give Andrew Luck time. You also have to create holes for the running game. If they can do that, then the Colts, like I said before, will be able to move the football. I'm going with the Packers in this game. I think with the way they play offense, they will get up on the Colts and force these guys to go into fast break mode, and that plays right into the strength of that defense of getting after the quarterback. So with the Colts not being able to run the football, I think this is going to be a one-sided game in which Green Bay will come away with the victory. I also want to give a huge shout out to the Packer fan and also Colt fan forums for always showing football game plan support.